Yo, what's up guys, Fury here, and I'm gonna do some WoW class guides, like I did with my Druid one. Back then, I only had a Druid at level 90, so I only did with Druids, and since then I got a few more 90s, and well, I'm gonna have more eventually. I'm gonna try and do as many classes and specs as I can. I'm about to start with my Shaman. I can't do enhancement, for example, because I don't have any gear for it. I can show you, because I usually do it like a dungeon or something to show you how it's done in practice, but I won't be able to do that. I mean, I can if you have any, if you want me to do it, and you should, and you ask about any other class or spec, I can try and gear up for it. But for now, I'm going to start off with Resto. I can do Elemental as well. I'll be doing that after this one. So yeah, if you want, just leave a comment, I'll send a message if you want any other classes or done or whatever. But yeah, but now I'm going to start with Resto Shaman, and I'm going to go through some core abilities right here. Look, alright. We got, well, these are just your main healing abilities. It's pretty straightforward. It tells you what it is here in the spellbook, but obviously I'm going to go in more detail. Anyway, but first I'm going to go through talents, because talents are important and stuff. Anyway. For the first tier, I usually go with Astral Shift. It gives you a 40% damage reduction. You can also go with the Stone Bulwark Totem if you want. If you want a cooldown a cooldown that's less than 2 minutes, but not as good, obviously. But if you only need like a 20,000, shield or whatever, you go with that one. But yeah, you usually just stick with Astral Shift. That's probably the best choice. The next tier, this is just a CC tier. I usually keep Frozen Power on because, well, if I need any of the other ones, I'll switch for a fight. But usually, just keep whatever one you find comfortable. So yeah, the next tier, probably the best. Well, the best one is probably Call of the Elements. Yeah. Immediately reduces the cooldown to 0 of all your totems that are under 3 minutes. Like, the cooldown is under 3 minutes. So for example, you have a healing extreme totem. That's probably the most important one, because that's like a huge amount of your healing. But there's other ones as well, like I can't think of any at the moment. Let's see. The one that slows people, I can't think of its name. Earthbind Tome. That one also gets reduced as well, so that's useful. But yeah, you could also go for which one is it? It's this one, Totemic Projection. After you put a totem down, you can press this ability, and then you can move the totem that's currently down. So like, let's say you're stood here, and your group is stood over there, for example, but you can't move over there because there's a line of fire in the way, but they need healing right now, so I'll show you right now, actually. So yeah, we got this. Let's put it in. So like, here you go. You put down your healing tide totem, and you press this, and then you put that over there, and then they get healing. I mean, you don't get any healing, but it's more important for it to go over there. So, but yeah, so that's how that works. That can come in handy at some point, but the other one isn't that good, really. So yeah, just pick one of the other two, and then you'll be fine. Next tier, well, I go for Ancestral Swiftness, which makes your next spell instant. That isn't already instant, obviously. So for example, I macro it with my Greater Healing Wave, which, and it also gives you a passive 5% haste increase. Which is also pretty nice, which helps you get your haste cap, but I'll talk about that later. The next tier, the best one on this tier is Healing Tide Totem. You should probably always go with that one. It's just like Tranquility, but in a totem. The other two aren't that good. You can maybe go with Ancestral Guidance. No, is it that one? It's not that one, isn't that? Yeah, those two aren't that good. Yeah, I remember now. I was reading them before. But Ancestral Guidance can be good, actually, if the boss is taking a lot of damage. Like, for example, Horadin, the second boss in Throne of Thunder, he takes like 200% more damage at the end of the fight. You could use that and then attack him with Lightning Bolt, or or your other spells, and you do a lot of healing with that. But yeah, main one you want to go with, Healing Tide Totem. The last tier, the best one here is Primal Elementalist. It makes your 2 elementals, your Fire Elemental and your Earth Elemental, give you 2. They add 2 new abilities, and it also makes them stronger. But you're not doing damage, so it doesn't really matter to you. But your Fire Elemental, I'll use it right now, and I'll show you. Gives you this thing here, Empower, which increases your damage done by 5% and your healing done by 10%. And that's cool. I can't show the other one because it's got a cooldown right now, because I just use this one. But they also look cool as well. Look at that. Look awesome. But yeah, the Earth Elemental gives you a damage reduction. I think it's 20%. I'm not sure. I can't really check right now. So and I can't remember exactly, but I think I have it somewhere in a macro, or do I? I think I do. I'll have a look and see if I can find it. No, I can't find it. Oh well, but yeah, it's pretty nice. I'll show you in a second if I can use it in 10 seconds. But yeah, so that's the talents. Probably want to go with them. You can play around with them. Most of these you can, apart from say Healing Tide Totem, that's probably the one you should always use. But other than that, you can probably mess around with the other ones, see which ones you like. So yeah, okay, I can use this now. Is it on here somewhere? It's not that. It is not that. It's that. Reinforce. Reinforce. Yeah. Damage taken. Yeah. Reduce all damage taken by 20%, and it also increases. Oh, healing done by 10%. So that's like a double healing cooldown. Like you can use that, and then have 10% healing increase, and then when that runs out, you can use that and have another 10% healing increase. It's pretty good. It just helps out a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go on to glyphs. I don't know. A lot of them there's a lot of glyphs you can use for Resto really, but the main ones I use are Healing Stream Totem. It gives you Nature Resist when you put it down, which is pretty nice for most fights. I think most fights have some sort of fire, frost, or nature damage. So I usually keep that one on. I also have this one on, the Fire Elemental Totem. It basically reduces the cooldown of it, but also lasts a bit less. I guess it's like a good and a bad thing at the same time, but I don't know. I prefer the lower cooldown. It's really nice. And I also use I don't know how to pronounce that word. Telluric Currents. Yeah, that'll do. But yeah, it makes your lightning bolts give you 2% mana when it hits an enemy, and with the change the hit for healers, which happened a while ago I think, but you'll never miss now as a healer. I think it happened in 5.1 or something, or 5. I'm not sure, but yeah, so that's always pretty good to have. You could probably use something else depending on the situation, but I just usually keep those 3 since I don't really play this class or this character that much. I usually stick with my druid when it comes to healing. But yeah, so yeah, that's the glyphs, and right now I'm going to go on to the stat priority, which is, well, it's different for 10 and 25 man, but I'll go through 10 man first and then I'll go through 25 man. I'll explain why it's different for 25 man. But yeah, for both, like for 10 man it's spirit, then intellect, then it's haste to the soft cap, like one of your caps, or soft caps. I'll leave a link of all the soft caps in the description. I'll also explain the first one that I go for, because that's the easiest one to get to. You only need like 3k haste, and then you can keep a lot of mastery and a lot of crit as well, although I don't have a lot of crit. But yeah, I don't need a lot of crit because I only play 10 man. Well, I do Raid Finder, which is 25 man, but you don't really need a lot of healing there, do you? But anyway, yeah, so I'll explain. So yeah, haste to soft cap, which at the moment I go for the 12.50% one. Then you go for mastery, and then crit, and then haste again. The main reason you want to go for mastery is because the lower the health of your target, of your heals, the more healing it does. So it's really good for 10 man, because there's always a lot of like people on low health. In 25 man, I'll explain why crit's better in a minute, but yeah, that's why you want to go for mastery. Then crit's also nice because it's for mana regen. That's the main reason you want it for 25 man, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. But yeah, that's 10 man. 25 man is pretty much similar. It's spirit and intellect again, then haste to one of the caps, whichever one you want to go for. Then it's crit, then it's mastery, then it's haste again. The reason you want to go for crit is because of a passive called Resurgence. Sorry, I'll find it. It is somewhere. It is there. While your water shield is active, which you should always have active, you recover mana when you direct healing spells and have a critical effect. So, you know, the more crit chance you get, more crits you do, the more mana you get back. And because of all the people, let's say you put down healing rain. If there's 25 people stood in here, I know it doesn't heal all 25 at the same time, but what does it with shamans? Beyond 6, I think it does with shamans. But yeah, so if everyone gets like a crit, then you get a bit more mana, you know. So it also does it with some of your other spells. You got Riptide and healing waves and whatnot. But yeah, that's why you want to go for crit 25 man. Guess I'll put, where is my water shield? There is my water shield. Anyway, so yeah, that's the stat priority. Oh yeah, I didn't go through the haste. Yeah, I'll just leave the link in the description. You can look at whatever haste cap you want to go for, because it depends on your gear. My gear isn't too great. It's mainly LFR and some normal gear from tier 14. And so I only go for the first one because it's, you know, it's easier to get to. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go through the cooldowns you have now as a shaman. I already talked about this one before. Healing type totem. That one's just like tranquility in a totem. You also have Spirit Link, which it reduces damage taken to everybody by 10%, and it kind of splits the the health of everybody. So like, let's say you have me on full health and someone on low health, and I put it down, it will like put us both to around half health, or you know, you know. So like, it's good for when everyone's taking a lot of damage. So you can put it down, and everyone will stay pretty much around similar health, which is alright for healing, because some classes take more damage than others. Like warriors take a lot of damage because they don't have many passive defensive boosts. Like, for example, a Shadow Priest has the 15% of being in shadow form. So that's good. For a warrior, you have to switch stance, which is kind of annoying for DPS. But so yeah, it's good for you know, if there's a lot of damage coming in, use it, and you'll survive. Another one you got is Ascendance. Sends you into this cool looking thing, and it basically, I'll read it out because I can't. My macro of it doesn't have the tooltip for some reason, but yeah. For restoration, while in this form of a water ascendant, all healing doing is duplicated and distributed evenly among nearby allies. So if you use it and you heal me, I heal myself, it'll heal people around me like evenly. They'll get even amount of heals. It's really good for AoE healing. Put healing rain down as well. You need to do a lot of healing with that. You also have Stormlash Totem. That's just a DPS increase. So you put that down when you pop a hero. Just put them down together. Yeah, you got healing stream totem. You always want to have that down off cool. Like whenever it comes off cooldown, put it down. Unless there's no healing to be done, of course. But you probably always want to have it down. It's just healing every now and then. It used to be like a totem that was always down. Before they changed totems, it's just like the same. Whenever you can, put it down, and then it'll do healing over time. Anyway, so yeah, that's the cooldowns. That's everything like you want to know about talents, glyphs, cooldowns, blah blah blah. I'm gonna talk about the just how you heal in general. What you want to do is you want to try and keep healing, not healing, Riptide on the tanks at all times, and if you can, you could put it on a few other people, maybe. How long does it last? It lasts like 18 seconds, so you can probably get it on 3 people, maybe. There's also a glyph that lowers its cooldown, but it's not the best of glyphs. It's actually a healing loss to use it, depending on, because it's expensive to use, so you can't really put Riptide on everybody. But yeah, so it comes in handy sometimes, but you mainly want to not use the glyph. But yeah, so just keep Riptide on the tanks mainly, and on another person if you can. If you need to, you might not need to. But yeah, there's also another thing I want to talk about is if you have chain heal on, if you have Riptide on a target, chain heal is 25% more healing. I'll show you now. Actually, I'll chain heal myself. Like, look at that. That's 32k, and it should do more now. Look, 39k. So that's like, and then that means even though like the heals afterwards will be stronger as well. Like when it changes to other people. So when you start casting chain heal, you want to put it on someone with Riptide on, so that all the heals that everyone gets will be 25% stronger. Some more healing, you know. So yeah, I think that's everything I need to talk about. Oh, I'm going to talk about Unleash Elements actually. Genuinely, Unleash Elements isn't really an increase of healing, but you can put it down. You can put it on a target, and then maybe use it. It's good to put on a tank mainly if they're going to take a lot of damage soon, or like not put it on a tank, use it and then heal the tank with whatever spell you want to use. It like increases the next healing like damage, the healing you do. Well, it depends what weapon imbue you have on, but you always want to have Earth Living weapon on, which also gives you the effective Earth Living, which I'll actually go have a look here. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Is it in here? I don't think it is, so I'll just read it out. It's here. It says, imbue a shaman's weapon with Earth and Life, blah blah blah, whatever, that's just the description, whatever. Increases spell healing by 2,800, yeah. Gives each heal up to 20% chance to trigger Earth Living. This is like a really big part of your healing as well. If I have a look here, it wasn't that much there, but I don't know what this was from. PvP? I was in PvP on this character, what the hell? Anyway, so yeah, Earth Living and target healing an additional 23,000 over 13 seconds, so it's like a hot really. And then increases your single target heals by 35%, and like once you use it, so it lasts 10 seconds, and if I use that, 85k. And then without it, it does 60k. 65. Wait, but does this increase healing done by the spell? No, it's not like the druid one. But yeah, it also heals your target as well, so like you can do that. But genuinely, the wasted global cooldown you using it, it doesn't increase your healing done really. But yeah, oh yeah, you also want to keep Earth Shield on a tank. The tank that's tanking, obviously, because it does healing to them when they get hit. I think that's everything I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna do another video after this one. It will be me doing a dungeon or a raid boss. I'm not sure yet. I'll decide when it comes, like, in a minute. And it will be showing you how to heal in a raiding. I'll probably do a raid boss because dungeons don't really require much healing. So I'll do a raid boss to show that it, you know, like how you heal in a raid environment, you know, so you get an idea of what's going on. So yeah, so thanks for watching if you have watched, and oh yeah, remember to suggest any specs you want to have a guide of, and look out for the next video of Resto Shaman.